Ho, 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 and good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody, and welcome to the Critical D-Cast very special Christmas special episode special. As always, am your host, Brian Bishop, and I'm wearing my best Christmas sweater. Mike, what are you doing right now?
Right now I'm sitting in my uncle's basement in Skokie, Illinois, looking at Michael Jordan cutouts from old newspapers, and I
That
like a weird
sounds
gumball
mildly
machine in the
sketchy.
corner, just kind of out there. I'm not sure that gumball machine, like how old that thing is, so I'm just not gonna touch it.
And how about you, Ruben, live from
Well,
San Antonio, Texas?
live from San Antonio, Texas, my face is plastered onto my laptop screen so I can reduce this obnoxious whistling. And
That sounds exactly like Texas.
Like we're all with our families, but right now we're meeting here for you, the listener, all five of you. So you guys hope you guys have a good holiday.
I'm in my grandpa's office right now, which is where my brother's going to be asleep in about 2 hours. So we should do that. But before that, this is for my own curiosity. What did you guys get for Christmas?
Like you mean like so far, or like my Christmas isn't done yet, surprisingly. So like you mean
How
so
the
far?
fuck does that work?
Well, here's the thing. Here's what.
We'll
so
go into
far-
Christmas, some like Christmas protocol after this. But what'd you get? Come on.
So far, I've gotten 20 pairs of socks.
Brian, Mom says not to curse.
Ah, that is the best. That is the
Isn't
actual
it?
best.
Isn't it though?
Yeah. No. So far, I've gotten literally 20 pairs of socks. Because my mom asked me what I want for Christmas, and I'm like, oh no, it's like some socks. And I get home and there's like 20 pairs of socks on my bed. But I got an Xbox One coming in the mail on Monday with Sunset Overdrive in tow. And I'm picking up Titanfall from GameStop because it's like $30 on Amazon. And they're like, it'll get here between the 30th and the 3rd. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm going to GameStop. And I'm upgrading to iPhone 16 and iPad tomorrow morning.
wait, so when do you get back?
I get back on the 3rd.
So you're having the one delivered to Chicago?
Yeah, because it's coming on Monday.
Oh, dude, I would be so afraid for that thing on the plane flight home.
I am so afraid about that thing, but it's too late now. I'm deep in it.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
I already spent $470 all told on this shit, so I'm too deep in.
Whew, well,
Because like
it-
Xbox 350, 1 year of Xbox Live Gold they don't have anymore is 50. Sunset Overdrive is 40, and Titanfall used is 25, roughly.
dude, if your bone like red bones on you, it's because
Can it do that? I don't think you do that. I
I
think
don't think it can. I've never heard anything about that.
if it red.
I think they took out the red out of the thing.
It's because you put it on an airplane and it got thrown around by giant people, not because.
Well, that's why you cushion it with clothes around it.
Actually, you know what's fun is the fact that of the two new next generation consoles, the Xbox is by far the more durable.
I certainly hope so.
Somebody dropped both the PS4 and an Xbox One from 2 stories, and the Xbox One was fine.
All right, well, from that logic, then I think the airplane will be fine.
Unless the plane crashes, then I have bigger problems than my Xbox One.
Yeah. Also, why?
Yeah, how about you,
I
Ruben?
didn't-
What did you
I
do?
didn't- Well, hold on. One more thing about Mike. I didn't know he had an interest in Sunset Overdrive.
I did because it seemed like an interesting first-party game created by was it Insomniac?
Insomniac.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's on
Insomniac.
my top 10 games of the year.
Yeah, like I enjoy Ratchet and Clank a lot, and this game seems like it's fun from everything I've seen and heard about it. So I'm looking forward to playing it.
It's Ratchet and Clank, but it's got Tony Hawk in it.
I'm down with Tony Hawk. I mean, Tony Hawk are bros, so I'm totally down with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it too. Dude, I got a lot of stuff.
What you get, Brian?
I got Fantasy Life, I got The Crew, I got Kingdom Hearts 2 HD, I got a Pebble Watch, I got a Galaxy S5, I got 2 board games, and 2 T-shirts, a copy of Godzilla, and some gift cards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ruben?
I got clothes. I got a vest. For the first time in my life, I wore a vest.
And changed
And
your
you were
profile
looking
picture,
fly.
which blew my goddamn mind.
I got this little, like, you know those little ring puzzles where you try and get them apart and then put them back together?
I
You
think
seen
so.
those?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I got one of those, but it's not just 2 rings. There's 3 wings stuck together.
Oh, fuck,
Whoa.
change the game!
Next level.
I got a piece of chocolate cake and a Sony soundbar. That was probably the only thing that wasn't weird. It's you know those those speakers? It's like the one long speaker.
Oh yeah, those
To,
are
like,
great.
emulate stereo sound by not actually doing it. Yeah, it's just one of those. But what's cool is that it has Bluetooth built in, so now I can just like connect my phone to it. Yeah, so that was a present.
Yeah, my roommates had a sound bar when I lived in Arizona, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do? Because Christmas Day is a very big deal with our family. Like, we all get together in the morning and we have a giant breakfast, and then we do that thing, like there's a shit ton of presents under our tree, and then we hand them out like one at a time, and we all unwrap them, and we get good stuff. And then we have dinner later after passing out for a while and watching Godzilla.
I spent Christmas getting up at 5:30 in the morning to go get a cab to go to the airport, and then flew to Chicago. Then went to go see my grandma. Went to go see some of my cousins who live next door to my grandma, which is weird. And drank 1800 coconut vodka with ginger ale and Hawaiian punch, and that was kind of alright.
All right.
Then I went home and kind of did. I was planning to play Metal Gear Solid, but PSN was down, so I couldn't play Metal Gear Solid because you download Metal Gear Solid from PSN.
Cool.
Still down, isn't it?
It's down on PS4. I think it's up on PS3 now because I downloaded Metal Gear Solid this morning.
Wait, what console
folly
did you
of-
bring?
PS3 and PS4.
Jesus. So you're gonna...
Taking 3 consoles. Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh, something's gonna break.
Yeah, but
I mean, wasn't Persona Q enough for you? Like, that game's probably long enough.
it was enough for the plane ride. It wasn't enough for like my vacation because I'm planning to play through Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 and play some Destiny with Moses at some point. And now I guess Titanfall as well.
See, I didn't bring my Xbox or my Wii U with me, so now or my PS3 with me. So I got 3 games for Christmas, and I can't play 2 of them.
How long are you gonna be in LA for?
Till Monday.
Okay.
That's a long day. That's a long time though to not play those games.
You know, they're not going anywhere. I've already played Kingdom Hearts 2, and I think the crew can wait around for me to hang out.
Yeah. But I always bring my consoles with me when I go on vacation home, so it's not anything out of the ordinary for me.
Right.
Normally I do. I just didn't want to deal with packing it all up and then bringing it all back and then getting jostled around and stuff.
I've been doing that for so many years. I don't even mind it at this point. Like when I was in college, when I went home to and from, I'd always do it, so I don't care.
I always did it too. I just didn't want to this time.
My Christmas is always weird when I come to Texas. Because I'll have you know, Jesus was born at midnight.
Word.
In
Therefore,
Texas?
Well, you know,
Even birthdays are bigger in Texas.
Jerusalem time, whatever that is. Jesus
Texas.
was born on midnight.
No, Texas was born in America.
Texas was born in America, and Jesus was born at midnight. Therefore, Jesus was born in Texas. Yeehaw!
So, whatever relative time Jesus was born in Texas time doesn't fucking matter, because we wait till midnight, say Merry Christmas, and then open presents at midnight. Except there's a loophole, and that's called 4 small children that need to go to bed at 8 p.m. So we end up just opening presents at like 7 p.m. Christmas Eve, and we actually celebrate all of Christmas on Christmas Eve. Yesterday, we just slept in all day and saw a movie.
Is that a
That's so
Hispanic thing?
weird.
Is that weird? A fucking Hispanic thing?
Dude, it's a fucking Catholic thing, which I guess
Okay.
is more Hispanic, but whatever.
Oh, one more
I don't-
thing. Yeah, go on, Brian.
Like, I've known Catholics before, and they still celebrated Christmas Day. I think your family's part of a
Look.
cult, dude.
My family, my dad's side of the family is like mad Catholic Spanish fucking devotion. So yeah, they follow the word of the Bible.
So they're part of a Spanish Catholic cult.
Yeah.
Los
that-
Católicos.
That celebrates Christmas, midnight Christmas Eve.
Oh, and one more thing that happened to me is I visited my cousins by my grandma's place. So my cousins are all like from like 21 to like 26, and all of them but me already have a kid. So when I went there, there were fucking so many children, and I held so many babies, and I'm like, this kept handing me babies. It was weird. And I hadn't held a baby like 3 years, so I just like it was like I held a baby and it just stare at me for a bit. Now I'm like, oh, what's up, baby? Where's your mother? Gave you back to mother. Cool. All right, I'm free. Oh no, I want to hold. Oh, I'm holding a baby now. Fuck. Okay. So that was kind of how my Christmas went. And what the fuck is going on over there?
Oh,
I'm gonna guess Brian. In office.
Yep.
How's the office, Brian?
The office is good.
Cool. So we have these awards, right? Got some stuff.
yeah.
All right, yeah, let's get down to business
Let's
here.
talk about first award. The award for best phone ringtone. That'll be Brian's grandfather's office. So good job to that.
It like keeps ringing. It doesn't ever stop. It rings once and then just goes until you pick up the phone. So it's effective.
Most professional ringtone.
Brian, it's just unplug the phone for the next hour.
I don't know how to do that.
Just unplug the phone thing. Unplug the phone cable.
The phone thing, yeah.
Like like the thing that goes in the phone. It's the thing I don't know what the thing's called anymore. I got a phone cable.
I'm going to call it the phone cable.
Yeah.
Also, if I unplug that, I guarantee you I'm going to...
Gonna what?
Wait, what? Forget about it.
Okay, all right.
A ver, vacas, ya es Navidad, y espero regalos bonitos, y me refiero al yaoi.
Is,
Si no,
is that what
los
the phone?
mataré con mi cuchillo yandere, ñaña desu.
I saw that.
Is that what the phone says?
No.
Yes.
It's a I saw that picture, Brian.
A ver, vacas.
It hurt me.
Do I need to go on Facebook? Because I'm kind of scared right now.
No, I don't think you're in the group. I only subscribed to it after Brian showed us the Hatsune Miku Pizza Hut video thing.
Yeah, well, the group is saying Itadakimasu before you eat the pussy mark II.
Yeah,
That is also Critical D name for best Facebook group name. That
it is. It really
good
is.
job, you won. Because you can't top that shit.
You really can't.
Ugh.
They also post the best stuff.
They post some good stuff.
I like how they're labeled as aerospace engineering.
That is great.
All right. Anyway, so we're doing an awards thing. That's the real reason we're here tonight. We're not here to talk about Christmas.
In ultra poverty mode.
Nobody wants to talk about Christmas. So where are we starting off? Are we going to start off at the top,
Just from
work our way down?
Start from the top, work our way down. Fuck it, bros. Christmas. Who gives a fuck?
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's do a special start with the grossest D.
Special start. All right. So our first award of the of the evening. It's more of an honor than an award, I
Okay,
guess.
Good honor.
All right. So our special honor for the year for the grossest D, the worst game of the year, but best drowning simulator, goes to Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom. Because...
I don't know if you were listening to our podcast a couple of weeks ago where we listened to Sonic Boom's drowning sounds and watched the wonderful animation from that game. But
Oh man, I heard, Brian, like the TV show is kind of all right.
It is.
It might be They're My Little Pony.
Unironically enjoy the TV show.
But man, the game looks like such trash. Like, even for the Wii U, that game chugs like a goddamn bitch.
That's the worst part.
And it's like, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It doesn't want to be a Sonic game. It doesn't want to be like a adventure, like beat 'em up. It doesn't know. It just doesn't know.
And then it does all of them like legitimately terribly.
It has an open world, but nothing in it. And just,
I think it's trying to be funny sometimes, but then it ends up being funny for the entirely wrong reasons.
And like, Sonic has a scarf because fuck Sonic, and like,
Nathan Drake had a scarf, and it's former Uncharted dev, so Illuminati.
It's year to scarf, guys. It's year to scarf. Because Captain Toad has a scarf now too.
Yeah, this is kind of the year of the scarf, isn't it?
Master Chief has a scarf.
That scene with the airship that came in and quote unquote
and no shadow.
No shadow.
And just kind of came in and attacked and left.
Attacked, quote unquote,
Yeah.
did nothing and then left in a timely fashion.
The best. The best.
The quality is just there.
Here's to you, Sonic Boom, for making sure that Sonic dies a slow and painful death another year.
Yep.
I unironically want to buy that game for $20 down the line.
Don't you fucking dare.
Dude, I thought you were gonna ask for Christmas. So
Think if we get Brian. Think if you could give me my money too.
Okay, I almost did ask for it for Christmas, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, if I actually got this on Christmas Day, I don't know what I would do.
You play it. You play it.
It'd be the first game you jam, dude.
Because you only go from there. You only get better from there. So yeah.
It's like, all right, I could get Super Smash Brothers to play fun times with my friends. I could get The Crew so I could play a racing game, and I like those. I could get Fantasy Life because, that's a great game too. Or I could actually just waste a Christmas present.
It's like you have redeemable Christmas present tickets. Well, I can only get 5 things.
Like the family member that gives that to me, what do I say to them?
You say like, thank you?
Oh, you know what's... This reminds me of one year at Christmas. One year I put on my Christmas list, like kind of as a joke, ironically, George W. Bush's book, Turning Points. Mm-hmm. And then I definitely got George W. Bush's Turning Points for Christmas. And I was like, I guess I'll read this now. So now I know the history of George W. Bush.
Speaking of books being picked up, I started watching reading Bill O'Reilly's Killing Jesus.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because following the trend of religion in this house, my dad has Killing Jesus. He's like, Ruben.
Bill O'Reilly's books are kind of like, I'm not a huge fan of Bill O'Reilly. I think he's kind of a dick, but
he is.
His books, the Killing series, like Killing Lincoln, Killing Jesus, those are all pretty good, actually.
It's not bad so far.
Oh, fuck, this book is heated.
What?
I was laying on a blanket, and I found out it's heated, so now it's great.
Oh, wow.
Feels good.
Yeah.
All right, the first real category, though.
Yeah, let's go back to the top. That's after our honorary award for Sonic Boom. First off is Most Delicious. The kind of looks in a game that you could just drink it up.
With your eyes.
In your mouth.
Like when your eyes make tears, but then they suck in liquid instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds
That's
gross.
Drinking in the visual liquid of deliciousness. There we go.
That sounds like something I don't want to happen to my face. Anyway.
Nominees, Brian?
So, our nominees for Most Delicious Game of the Year are Assassin's Creed Unity Against All Odds, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Dragon Age Inquisition, Grand Theft Auto 5 Part 2, South Park The Stick of Truth, Metal Gear Solid 5 Tech Demo, Mario Kart 8, and Destiny.
Now, first off, do we think there's any games out here that should not be on this list? Ruben, you think South Park and Mario Kart should not be on this list?
I actually think South Park, Mario Kart, and Destiny all shouldn't be on here.
I think this thing looks really good.
Destiny does look really good. It's like the one part of the game that stuck out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. It's like the style of Destiny you can find in like Metal Gear Solid or Call of Duty, and they just do it better. Like
I don't think
we
so.
We're talking about style though.
That FP. Well, I had to submit to it because we kept these nominees here anyways.
All right, then why are you taking South Park out, you bitch?
Like I just don't care for it. That's what
There's a segment of South Park Stick of Truth where you go to Canada and it turns into an 8-bit RPG.
Oh, fuck me.
And you're
right.
telling me what?
That does happen. God, I forgot all about that.
And you're trying to tell me that doesn't have some of the most style?
That's
Get
some
out
style.
of here.
Well, but yeah, I mean, just in terms of like that, like how do you describe it? Like realistic shooting type of like graphic, I guess.
You mean
I
like
feel like MGS5 and Call of Duty looked better than Destiny in that regard.
Mm.
So
I don't think Call of Duty looked better. Metal Gear Solid 5 did, but I really don't want to give any attention to Metal Gear Solid 5 just because I can't nominate a tech demo for something.
Well, to be fair, you did buy that thing at full price.
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm very mad.
At yourself, right?
At everyone, really.
I mean,
I should be mad at Kojima, but I should have known he was trolling me from the beginning, so...
that game runs really well. It runs at 60 frames per second, which is kind of incredible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it looks good, but, like, since it's all, like, at night and it's raining and it's all, like, a black mountain, it's more here on its, like, technical prowess and, like, artistic ability.
The rain was so good.
It was some good fucking rain, and boy, like the tarp around like different areas of the map waved awesome, and looked really good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll wait. You guys say more about what you want to say.
I think Mario Kart looks good.
I think, well, Mario Kart looks good, and it's far and away the best-looking game on the Wii U.
It should not.
But the real standout thing for Mario Kart is each of the tracks looks very... It has a very distinct style to it. And I think, even to this point, Cloud Top, I don't remember the second word of it, but Cloud Top, the one where you're like racing through the crowds, is still one of the best-looking things of any game this year.
I like the... yeah, okay, true.
Cloud Top Cruise. And there was another track I really liked too. Rainbow Road, I mean, always looks good.
Yeah.
I think there was just a lot of really technically impressive stuff that they did in the newest Mario Kart game, but especially considering the Wii U's graphical limitations, they did very well with it.
Well, and Nintendo always does. Nintendo always pushes that thing to its limits, but no one else can. I don't understand why, but
I don't either. I mean, I'm just saying, Zelda next year, though.
it looks incredible. I think GTA 5 looks jaw-dropping. I think GTA 5 is one of the best-looking games of the year, and what they did with that game was really incredible and impressive.
That's true. I think they gave it a good, nice graphical overhaul, and the addition of the first-person shooter is good too.
Yeah, and also like to leverage their first-person view, I think they said they redid all the text in the game, so almost all the signs in the game can be read.
Yeah, they did.
And although GTA 5, like you said, they did remake the graphics with first person, well, they added text and stuff. When you're in first person, everything still does look kind of blocky. And it's the thing is, that's just the limitation of the day and age we live in. If they put like HD textures in every single car, every nook and cranny of that game,
The game would never get done.
It would be like a 1 terabyte size game.
And the game would never get done because the graphics always could look better and better and better. So, also, yeah,
I
go on.
appreciate it, but at the same time, it's like because of limitations of this era, I kind of discredit that game from this category in my mind.
Oh. Also, I think for each category we should get like one winner and 2 honorable mentions. Okay. Dragon Age looks really good in some spots.
I think most of the game looks really good. I can't think of any parts of the game that look bad.
It did chug sometimes, but for the most part, like it looked really really good, and
I didn't sense much chugging.
I think it
I
had
sensed more
I think it had
Assassin's Creed, but
the best skyboxes of any game this year.
Destiny did. I
Destiny,
think,
you think so?
yeah. No,
I
Destiny by far is the best
I mean,
skyboxes.
like when like the giant green swirling thing in the sky was just hanging out. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Or like when you were at the that shore and it had like the giant storm coming in. That was cool. I
I
don't
think
know.
there's a lot of good skyboxes in Dragon. Can't believe I'm talking about skyboxes. I think there's a lot of good skyboxes in Dragon Age. I think Destiny had consistently more interesting skyboxes just throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean the Traveler looks really cool. And other
Yeah.
stuff too. Um, I think Call of Duty looks really good. I'm not sure if it looks better than a lot of games on this list, but I think it still looks real good, like a real step up.
Call of Duty looks pretty good every year.
Not I don't think last year it looked all that good because it felt like a port more than anything
Well,
else.
last year was just altogether a not very good game. So
Yeah, like this game felt built for these consoles. So
it also had Spacey. Spacey's an automatic point.
Spacey looked good. I'm not a big fan of CG cutscenes in this day and age. So
I think if it can be done in engine, it should be done in engine.
that's what I think too. Which is why like I thought about adding Last of Us to this. Last of Us runs at 60 FPS and looks great, and its cutscenes are in engine now. But I don't know about Last of Us, so I just why left us off this list. But I think the best looking game of the year is Assassin's Creed Unity. Like, I mean, on consoles, the problem is when setting still, the lighting, the architecture, the pure graphic prowess of the game is jaw dropping. But when it moves, it all kind of falls apart.
That's true. The game is a technical mess, and I don't even know if it's fixed yet.
I doubt it.
I had the Xbox One version, so to get the newest update, I had to download the whole 40 gig game again.
I heard that was a mistake that you weren't supposed to do that,
What?
and they
Oh
found
no,
it soon.
it was a mistake,
Okay,
but it
alright.
started happening, and I couldn't cancel it. So
Yeah.
Stop it.
All right.
So
That game's coming with my console, and I don't want it. Well, I think it's a code, so I can't sell it back.
Yeah, it's a
it is a code.
You get both codes on a piece of paper.
Fuck.
But, it's okay. You're gonna have sweet assassin fun times with me and Brian.
I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's really just look at it that way. You're going to be playing fun time multiplayer with me and Ruben.
Okay.
I mean,
I think-
I bought the game for $10 to do that.
Oh, good for you.
I got the game for free from Matt to do that.
I bought it for 60.
I thought you gave Matt $30. You didn't. Buy it.
I was prepared to. I was prepared to give Matt money for it. But then he just gave me the code.
Good on, Matt.
Mike, you didn't buy the game. It came with a console that's already what?
I bought it at launch
60. Oh, you did buy it for PC.
and sold it back a week
on
later.
PS4.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
About that update though, is so the update that actually fixes the FPS issues out then?
No, they're still there.
Okay.
Well,
I don't.
they thought it would fix the FPS issues, and I think it did fix a fair amount of them, but it's not completely fixed.
You still kind of
Thing
fall
is,
sometimes.
That game's not gonna run 60 on the bone. We know that.
Yeah.
It's not going to run 60 on PS4
It's not
either.
going to run 30 at the bone, actually.
But I think if they just fixed that stained glass thing, which I finally experienced firsthand, and I was like, oh.
I was there when you did it, Ruben, and I was like prepared.
This
So-
is actually
God.
funny. Like I was laughing. I was laughing at the stupidity, and it was great. But Brian, what's your winner right now? Before I
Of the games on this list, I think my personal winner is going to be. I'm going to give it to Dragon Age Inquisition with South Park close behind.
okay,
Okay, I say Assassin's Creed.
my winner is actually also Dragon Age Inquisition
Oh.
because I feel like it almost does environments as good as Assassin's Creed Unity, and actually in some places I think it's better. Like the desert, when we
Oh, the
were
desert.
watching your place.
Oh, that looked incredible. Yeah.
That's better. And also, Assassin's Creed Unity doesn't have any of the good special effects that Dragon Age Inquisition does. And you really
Well,
gotta
the other cool thing about Dragon Age is the fact that it has so many different environments of just entirely different kinds. You could be in the snow,
yeah.
you could be in the desert, you could be in the forest. The Emerald Graves is the best looking environment of this year, by far.
Yeah, and I mean, environments, on par, maybe sometimes better, maybe sometimes worse than Unity, but it's really just those battle special effects that blew me away. And Unity doesn't have any of that. And it's not because Unity needs that, because it's really down to earth and you're an assassin with a blade and always stab someone. But it's like the only special effect that Unity tries to do is the whole eagle vision thing. And that's just bland. Dragon Age is really beautiful, and just the graphics alone in that game make me want to play it, but I don't want to play it.
Okay, so how about we do Dragon Age wins with our mentions being Assassin's Creed Unity and South Park?
I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. So give it up to Dragon Age Edition winning most delicious game. Yay! All right, what is next, Brian?
Okay, the next category, also I want to add a category after this, but we'll get to that after that.
Okay.
The next category is the biggest punch in the D, which is actually very prevalent this year, surprisingly so. The biggest pre-hype to let-down ratio. So the game we were all most excited for, and then came out and we were like, oh, that's just...
This game is either bad or mediocre.
Yeah. So our nominees are Destiny, because of it's just a mediocre game, and the online isn't implemented very well. Watch Dogs, because it was broken on PC.
Oh
and
boy, was it.
A mediocre game that wasn't as cool as it could have been. Assassin's Creed Unity, which was just a completely broken mess. Just the entire game, a completely broken mess. And the Master Chief Collection, which is fine, except for the multiplayer, which
the big thing about that.
I don't know. I played Halo only for the story mode myself, but I'm weird.
Halo is one of the few FPS series I play for both. I mean,
it was very rare that I played the Halo multiplayer.
Assassin's Creed Unity, again, back on this game, big topic. And you're right, it's a mess, runs poorly, blah, blah, blah. But I've only gotten 2 hours into the single player because I just wanted to play with Brian in multiplayer. You guys have gotten farther in single player. Is it really a letdown in terms of like single player content, single player?
The story is pretty by the numbers. I mean, I honestly don't have very many complaints with it. There's some pretty cool moments in it, but it's a very by the numbers Assassin's Creed game.
I feel like they have this incredible setting in France. Is an incredible time period and like all this stuff happening, and you don't really get to experience really any of it. It's in the story mode is concerned.
You are pretty separated from the whole revolution, which I found a little bit disappointing.
And
I think
my
biggest complaint is just the fact that the characters are pretty bland, all things considered. Especially after we had the likes of Edward Kenway, which was a great character, and I mean, even to a lesser extent, I really like Connor. I thought Connor had some interesting character beats to him.
Assassin's Creed Quattro?
Edward was Assassin's Creed 4. Connor was Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah. I thought Arvo was fine. I thought his little love interest was cool, too. She didn't seem like some kind of cardboard cutout character. Everybody else, I just didn't give a fuck. So... And also the weird thing about that game is it's weird like time jump sequences that are there just to be there and are not story centric at all.
Yeah, I like those, so I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
go
climb the Statue of Liberty as being built. Why? I don't know. Shut the fuck up. Just go do it.
Hey, I climbed the Eiffel Tower and I liked it.
Want to climb Eiffel Tower while it's World War II? Shut up. Yes, you do. Go climb Eiffel Tower. And
I did want to do that, actually. I actually did want to do that.
I mean, to be fair, it's fucking cool, but it has no point to the game. So
I think it was just the fact that there's so many points throughout French history that would be good to look at, but they couldn't fit them all into one game, considering the fact they have to pick one instance in particular. So they said, let's just throw a couple of moments in there where we can get to these other popular parts of French history.
Mm-hmm.
My two biggest problems in the game, 2 hours in, is one, just how they fucking jam the whole Ubisoft Connect account.
Uplay?
Game,
Oh, fuck, yes.
Uplay, combined, nonetheless, with the fucking microtransactions, which I was fine with until I saw the time saver package or whatever that, like, shows all the missions on the map and everything, like, unlocked. And it's like, just the fact they're offering a time saver package for like $20 or something is so demeaning and degrading to the integrity of the game that it just blows me away they would even put it in there.
I forgot all about those chests you can't open unless you're signed into Uplay, and even then, some still won't open. God, that's so shitty.
The Initiate's
so
chests pissed me off.
It's a $60
Like, I
game.
actually used the companion app, so I got a couple of those, but...
Yeah. You play chests and microtransactions in a $60 game is not the direction gaming should be going right now.
You're right, it
shouldn't
shouldn't be.
My
No.
other big problem was not the plot, not the whole France plot thing, because I didn't really like get deep in it, but the subplot that I suppose is prevalent in every Assassin's Creed game, where it's like, oh my god, they just want to see our memories to get fucking treasure or something. So you get fucking hijacked by some rebellion chick. She's like, help us find the dead guy so we can get the dead guy's treasure before the bad guys do. And I'm like...
You're trying to get... Oh, you mean the dead man's chest.
Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest.
I'm like,
Colon
bitch,
Assassin's Creed.
That's the most shallow-ass fucking subplot. Just go away.
Well, it's a shallow game because they got away from the whole... Because the whole, what's his face from Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3? What's his face?
I liked
The Desmond thing is all done, so they kind of run out of ideas.
Yeah, and that was like... Well, okay, in the first game, like I played, I liked that he was trying to, like, escape from the lab after he realized what's going on in these memories, sort of.
Yeah, and then the second game he does, and that's cool.
Yeah, like, I like that suspense between the real life and the virtual.
Then I think you'd like Brotherhood too, because you get to actually like get out of the Animus and kind of go climb around and stuff, like the old estate. So
Assassin's Creed 3 did a lot of that too.
A little bit, yeah. The little weird cave.
Yeah, where you get to like explore the cave, find the things.
We're really railing on Assassin's Creed Unity here, but let's remember that other games suck too, like Destiny and Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. Man, that thing blue screened my computer multiple times. Like actual, true to shit, blue screened of death. And
I guess I don't have as much of a problem with Watch Dogs because I played it on consoles, and the game ran fine on consoles.
even then, it was just an alright game. It wasn't a bad game, I don't think, but I mean, you know, sitting in an intersection, hitting the button where all the lights go crazy, watching all the cars hitting each other was kind of awesome.
There were some really cool moments in that game.
Like as in getting cornered by the police and hitting the blackout app, then booking it.
Yeah.
That was pretty rad.
I like the beginning when you got to black out the stadium.
Wrigley Field. Well, it's more like Soldier Wrigley Field. It was like a mix of a football, baseball stadium, which is strange. I don't know why they did that. And also, it didn't really feel like, as a Chicagoan, it had like some Chicago landmarks and some cool Chicago history points, but that could have been any fucking city, honestly. It could have been any city.
I think it's just mostly Chicago is such an affiliation with the mob. They focus a lot on the mob stuff.
They do. Like the Valentine's Day Massacre and all that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, again, cool nuggets of history, which I wasn't even aware of. But apart from that, the city didn't feel alive. It felt kind
I'd like them to do a game like that in San Francisco. I think they could do a lot with San Francisco.
That'd be cool, yeah.
You know what? The game was actually set in Egypt the entire time, written by M. Night Shyamalan. GG.
Down. Then we have Destiny, which Destiny is probably the most hyped game out of any game this entire year.
It's
A
true.
game that had an alpha, then a beta, then that game. And here's the thing: I played the alpha, and I played about, I'd say, 3 hours of it. Now I'm like, the game seems like it's going to be a lot of this. I think I'm good.
No,
I don't know.
And the game.
I honestly don't know what people like. You'll recall I wrote an article about the beta when it came out about how I thought it was going to be fine and it was going to be okay, but it wasn't going to be what everybody was hyping up. And sure enough, the game came out. It was exactly what was in the beta, so I don't know what people were expecting.
This game first got announced how long ago? Like
Last E3? EP before last?
Oh.
Yeah, it got announced around the same time as Titanfall.
No way.
Yeah,
It
it
was before that.
No.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive.
I don't even think I was living in my apartment when it got announced.
I'm positive you were.
Huh.
Wait, maybe.
I think there were some screens for it that came out before they like technically announced it, but
Yeah, well, I think there was a period where it's like they just flash the title Destiny, and then it's like FPS MMO, and that's all you knew about it. Like you knew three things: Bungie, Destiny, FPS MMO. Like there was a point where that's all we knew. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm gonna lose myself to this game. That's something.
and then you didn't.
No.
And then I didn't even hit max level. But
I felt like they just took the first 2 hours of the beta and repeated that ad nauseum.
They did. That's exactly what.
With the exception of like
part to me was they.
Yeah.
I shit you not. They said that the story would rival Lord of the Rings in depth.
Maybe, but they don't say a goddamn thing about it.
It doesn't.
They give you grimoire cards that you can't read in the game. You have to go online to their site to read the in-game lore.
And even that isn't very like interesting. It's nowhere near Dragon Age levels.
Was it one of you two that showed me the video clip of one of the in-game cutscenes where the guy's like, "There's a lot of story, but we don't have time for it right now."
Yeah, yeah, that happened.
Oh,
He's basically like, I could tell you about this, I could tell you about this, and I could tell you about these, but I won't. Great.
I think in terms of pre-hype to letdown ratio, Destiny is the winner here. Quote-unquote winner.
I think if we're going on the ratio, then yeah, I'll say Destiny. I think the game that disappointed me most was Assassin's Creed Unity.
So how about Destiny as winner with Watch Dogs and Unity as honorable mentions?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay,
It's
I honestly wasn't disappointed even a little bit with. I mean, I was disappointed with Watch Dogs. It wasn't what I hoped it would be as far as like being great, but I still had fun with it and I enjoyed it. But I wasn't playing on PC, so.
Lucky you.
The thing about Destiny, one last thing, is it let me down more than your average person. Because I think for these last 3 years, I thought an FPS MMO would be the most fun thing in the world. And then I'm playing the game like, hold on a second. Grinding levels just by shooting a gun is actually boring.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
in most MMOs, you got like cool skills, you're like, different classes upping your gear and, shit. But Destiny's like, gun. It shoots many bullets, or a few bullets, or one bullet. Go shoot things. For 28 levels. And I was like, oh god, no. I can't do it. So, yeah. Destiny wins for me.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Destiny was just rather disappointing. So there's a category, I don't know if we actually already have it in here. I don't think we do, from what I remember. Yeah, no. The category I want to add in here is the exact opposite of Biggest Punch in the D, which is Biggest Kiss on the D? I say Biggest Kiss on the D. And it's the game that had no hype to the biggest hype after release.
Okay, let me silence my phone
Because there were a lot of games like that this year. For example, like Shadow of Mordor is the big one that comes to mind because it came out of nowhere. Everybody expected that game to be nothing, and that it ended up being Game of the Year contender. Same thing with Dragon Age Inquisition. Coming out of Dragon Age 2, people just weren't expecting anything out of it. And then it came out, and suddenly it was like, oh shit, this is actually like a great, great game.
All right. Well, besides those two games, what other nominees could you think of?
Mike?
Games that came out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Was Transistor this
I
year?
yes,
Yeah.
it was.
That might be a good one.
Me personally, I say Mario Kart because I fucking had a lot of fucking fun with Mario Kart, but I'm not sure if that's really one that has staying power.
Well, Mario Kart, people were looking forward to that.
Were they?
So that did have hype. It's a fucking first-party Nintendo game. It gets auto hype.
Yeah, it's a
like-
Mario Kart
it's
game,
like-
dude. Everybody was
Yeah,
looking forward
Mario
to it.
Kart, Smash, Zelda, fucking Mario platforming, for Christ's sake. Any Pokemon game in existence, they all have auto hype.
I'm sure what other the radar game I know of.
I saw an entire list of that. I don't know.
What about the Wolfenstein?
Oh, yeah,
Wolfenstein's
Wolfenstein.
big. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, what that was. That was pretty good.
That game kind of came out of nowhere and then came up.
I say Transistor because I literally didn't hear about it until it came out, and then quite a few people said it was good.
Transistor the win or Transistor, like, as a nomination?
Nomination.
Okay. Don't mind me, just kind of doing stuff.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Yep. Sorry, laptop's gonna die. Had to get behind this chair. Family, guys. Family. It's all about that.
Yeah, family.
And then I guess the other thing for me would be Bravely Default.
I suppose so.
I wasn't expecting much from that game, and I ended up getting a great JRPG.
I think the clear winner here is Mordor.
Oh, yeah.
Brian.
What?
Dark Dreams don't die. Because we literally didn't hear about it until it came out.
I heard about it, but I didn't want to think about it because it was by the same guy who made Deadly Premonition, which that game's broken. So I didn't want to think about anything.
That game is broken, but it's also brilliant.
But guys,
It's brilliant in a really shitty kind of way.
technically it works. Because we didn't know it was coming out until...
And then it just came out. Like the guy
It's-
announced it and
but it's
released it a
not-
week later.
It's not any good.
But it has...
I don't know. Some people really like it.
It has
Good
a
for you.
0 to X, right, ratio. Therefore, it has divide by 0 hype, right?
I'm
Therefore-
gonna vote against that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty clear with Mordor. But the
What?
okay. What were the public opinions on Mordor though? Because you saw Destiny's review. He was
Game of the
not
Year.
happy. He was not happy with that game, and a lot of people might have felt the same way. Well, actually, a lot of people did. The only complaint I really ever heard about the game was it's far too easy.
I've heard it's far too hard. It varies.
I've heard both.
Yeah, I've heard both.
It depends on who's playing and what they spec into in the game. If you take a lot of health in the beginning, it's considerably easier.
Yeah, and how much effort you put into trying to fill out your tree.
But
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
like the game itself is a very well made action game and has a good tech tree and all that. But what sets it apart isn't the gameplay; it's the systems built around that gameplay.
Yeah.
The Nemesis system is by far one of the best things in any game this year. Period.
I agree. And yeah,
And that's what makes that game. Like they released the last gen version of the game with the toned down Nemesis system, and it just wasn't nearly as good as the next gen one because the Nemesis system is what made that game.
Alright. What was it? Wait, you said Dragon Age Inquisition, Transistor, and what was the one you said?
D4.
No, I was joking.
Okay.
Bravely Default?
Bravely Default.
Bravely
I thought that
Default.
was another one. Well, okay, personally I think Dragon Age Inquisition actually doesn't fit the bill well at all because being a Dragon Age game, people were looking forward to it.
No, they weren't
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah,
No,
they got
because they hated
super
Dragon Age
butt mad
2
about
so
Dragon Age 2,
No, yeah,
which
too
was a
bad.
good game that had a really shitty fucking stupid thing.
They hated Dragon Age 2, and they were still salty about the ending of Mass Effect 3, so they had zero expectations of that game going in.
This is true. Yeah.
I don't know. I think otherwise.
It wasn't, let me put it this way, it wasn't on my radar until after it just came out.
Yeah, I did forget about it for a good long time.
Okay. No,
It also didn't help that they never had any playable demos of it at any of the conferences this year.
They did at E3.
A playable one? I didn't
Yeah.
hear that one.
Well, I saw gameplay of it. Yeah, they were fighting a dragon.
Oh no, they had a guided demo. I mean,
Okay.
not playable.
Okay,
Like at
yeah.
GameStop Expo this year, they had nothing.
All
Not
right.
even a guided demo.
Well, I don't think that game demos really well in that kind of environment.
You can do the dragon thing, where you attack a dragon.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Well, I guess it really just probably would be between Mordor and Transistor, but Mordor, it really does take the cake. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say Mordor is the winner with Transistor and Dragon Age being honorable mentions.
I'd
Sure.
rather do Bravely Default as honorable mention, but whatever.
Bravely Default then?
Instead of Dragon Age,
Okay, Bravely Default.
if you guys agree.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Bravely Default. So, Mordor, congratulations for being the best game that no one cared about until it came out.
Yeah, almost made Game of the Year, but didn't.
F-
Okay.
God. Yeah, okay. Alright, next, what do we got?
Well, rock out with your D out.
Best song in the game.
So
All nominated by me. So this is gonna show my taste in music.
I thought these were.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any songs from games off the top of my head.
No, I put all these down.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to say the title and game, play it for 20 seconds, and just go through the whole fucking list
Okay.
as you guys listen to me do it.
Now, Ruben, I don't think you've heard any of these really. So
Nope.
this is new for you.
Some of them I just wanted to keep going, but I wasn't going to do it.
Okay. All right.
But I think this. Okay. All right. So starting off, we have "We All Become" from Transistor.
You tell yourself that you're lucky, but lying down never struck me as something fun. Oh, any fun. Stabbing pain for.
All right. Just want to point out on that song, from the first 10 seconds I heard of it, and going into that 20-second clip, it became a much different song than I thought it was going to. So
Yeah, I tried to find parts where it transitions to how the song kind of changes.
yeah, we'll reserve judgment. Next up, "The Spine" from again Transistor.
See the spine of the world sparkle and shine like the inside. I see the spine of the world.
That sounds like a James Bond theme.
It could be James Bond theme, I think.
Alright, going on. "Paper Boats" by, once again, and for the last time, Transistor.
Yay.
All I want to do is
Paper boats floating on a stream, and it would seem we'll never be apart. I will always find you.
Is that the same singer?
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
So she's not black, though. Is she black?
No.
Alright, number 4. "Plains of Passage" from Shovel Knight. Okay, that was
That was chiptune as fuck.
No.
Super chippy.
No,
It fits for the game a lot.
Although I understand
You still
that
talking
pop
about it?
music
Yes.
fits games, I personally must be a bad gamer because I actually don't care for chiptunes.
Really? Mm.
So that
It's not
song
everybody's thing.
is not gonna take my vote because there's so much better ones. Like this next one. Alright, next up. I love the name. "Zone 1, Level 2, Crypt of the Necro Dancer." didn't want to turn it off.
It's real
I
good.
didn't want to turn it off.
It's real good.
Fuck. Alright, last up but not least, Draconian Dream. I assume that has something to do with the game.
Yep,
but
I guess.
Whatever. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Alright, there you have it, folks. That was a Matrix song. Alright, so... Brian, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Mike,
So let's talk about each song probably. I think Transistor has the best soundtrack of any game this year. VGA disagree. They can go fuck themselves. We All Become.
I agree with the VGAs, but that's just...
We All Become is really good. I think it's a really good song.
So...
Wait, you're not cursing. Are you?
What?
Oh boy. So those vocal tracks in Transistor, are those playing like while you're doing whatever you're doing in that game?
Typically, it's the instrumental songs, but there is a hum button in the game where your character will hum along with the melody.
Oh, you see a hum button.
There's a hum button. You press
Yeah,
it.
there's a hum button.
So, I mean, the game is like an RPG of sorts, right?
It's
Kinda.
it's action RPG-ness kind of thing.
I
Okay.
think there's RPG elements.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's just weird to hear a vocal track like that. It's like I can't imagine slaughtering people to paper boats.
Well, you're slaughtering computer programs, kinda.
It's
I need wrapped up, Ryan.
the vocals are just too chill to fit action themes. The first three songs from Transistor all sound like they would be like in the credits roll of a game.
Paper Boats is actually the ending credits song.
Oh well, you know, it's 1/3, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, those three songs are all well instrumented and nice singing. I didn't care for the spine singing very much.
Mhm.
What do you think about those first three songs, Brian?
I don't recall the spine very well from the game. I don't remember it. Like, Transistor is a great soundtrack, but I don't think the spine and We All Become is something I would listen to. I did really like Paper Boats, but you're right, it doesn't really fit as much with what's going on around it.
Well,
So,
it says
of those...
the credits, so then it would be fitting.
Yeah. So, of those three, I'd say Paper Boats.
Well, let's go on before we make votes here.
I already know what I'm picking, so...
Paper
But, yeah, let's go on.
votes. Okay, paper votes. Planes of Passage, chiptunes. I'm not a big fan. What do you guys think?
It's good.
As a chiptune song, it's very good.
It's good. If it fits,
No
it
moon
fits the
level,
feel of the
but it's
game,
good.
being a SNES like love letter. Yeah.
As a chiptunes, I agree. It's fine. As a song for Song of the Year, it's not my cut of the jib.
Okay.
Zone 1 Level 2, Crypt the Necromancer Dancer. That song I want in my car right now.
It rocks. It rocks. It rocks pretty good.
You know, just listening to that clip actually makes me want to just go buy the game right now. And I think, God, what are you doing? Brian or someone, God, what the fuck?
I had to move. What's up?
I can hear, like, games or something happening.
So that song rocks real well.
The song is hardcore, and
Yeah.
I want to know how much it costs on Steam,
Now I'll go find out for you.
and I want to know when it's on sale next.
I fixed it. All right.
Cool. You sound good. I was just talking about how that song made me want to buy Crypt the Necrodancer.
It is 11.24 on Steam right now.
Just put it in my...
That's $11.24 more than I have in my bank account. All right.
Hey!
Yeah.
Brian, what'd you think of Crypt the Necrodancer song?
I love that song so much.
It's really good. Also, the soundtrack is on Steam on sale for $7.49.
So for $4 more, I can just get the whole game with the soundtrack.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Draconian Dream, I don't get it.
I think that song's fucking rad. I think that song is rad as all hell, and it fucking goes, and it's hardcore and great.
It's good.
I don't care for that song much.
Oh, you guys suck.
It's good as a song, but I'm trying to figure out where it fits in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I'm trying to figure out why.
It's bro as hell, and it's the best.
Wait, when does it play?
I don't know. Sometime it plays at least once. I forget where.
Of course, it plays at least once.
I forget where it plays. Okay, no, I figured out. It plays the part where you're shooting guys.
Great, good,
Cool.
great, cool, good.
I-
So it plays through 90% of the game.
The song a lot.
It's like,
But it's
okay,
not
so
the
the
kind of
game
grave.
starts,
So-
and then you have to press R to grieve on the person's grave,
Yeah.
and immediately after that, you turn around
Okay,
without a
okay,
gun,
so-
that song plays.
Okay, man, the thing is, they had press X to pay respects in Batman Arkham City. And no one got mad about that.
Did they? Because I
Yeah, because they earned it in Batman Arkham City. They didn't earn. They started out with that in Call of Duty.
So, okay. I think the winner, by a landslide, whether like it or not, is Crypt the Necrodancer, Zone 1, Level 2.
Oh yeah.
Wait, okay. I'm gonna make my full votes. All right. Yeah, my winner is Zone 1, Level 2. Honorable mentions to We All Become and Draconian Dream.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Cast your votes, guys.
Well, my favorite is by far Zone 1 Level 2, but I'd give second to Paper Boats, followed by Planes of Passage.
My favorite is Draconian Dream, but of course I'm the only one with taste here, so it's not going to win.
Oh, the guy that plays Call of Duty is the only one with taste. Great.
Mouth. With Crypt the Necrodancer being second, and We All Become being third, but Necrodancer is going to win this category with
right.
Paper Boats being second, and let's just have Draconian Dream.
Paper Boats won't, because you and me voted, or no, me and Brian voted Crypt the Necrodancer number 1.
Yeah.
You and me both gave We All Become number 2. Paper Votes only has 1 vote.
Okay.
So Draconian Dream would end up being number 2, and then We All Become would end up being number 3, right?
So it's Crypt the Necrodancer being 1.
Yeah, because Crypt the Necrodancer has 2 number 1 votes.
Yeah.
Draconian Dream has a number 1 and a number 2 vote. Or sorry, a number 1 and a number 3 vote.
Yeah.
And then We All Become has 2 number 2 votes. Right? Fuck it.
Okay. Crypt the Necrodancer. The game's not even technically out yet. It's in early access, but best song of the year.
Are you serious? Fuck. Well, I better.
It's good though. It's good. It's good. Also, one thing about the game, you can import your own music and play that music, your own music too.
Oh, I already have what is it? Audio Surf for that?
Audio surf? Yeah, I guess. But you can't dungeon crawl in Audio Surf.
True.
All right, there we go.
All right.
We have next.
Back to the Future. I was hoping not to get to this, but of course we have to.
Back to the Future is 2014's 2013 Game of the Year. The game we only got to in 2013, or game out in 2013, we still played a lot of in 2014. Nominees are Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid Rising, or Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, Metro Last Light, Remember Me, BioShock Infinite, DMC Devil May Cry, and Civilization 5 Brave New World.
I feel like Civ 5 is an honorable mention of the nominees.
Brave New World did technically come out in 2013.
Yeah, but it's so loose to like give it anything near.
It did kind of change the game though, with its economy and its everything, and its trading and everything else.
It did. It would have been great if we could have actually played some, because.
Yeah, but Matt refuses to buy it, so
Okay, so we'll scratch that off the list. I just beat Devil May Cry again, That game's fucking good. I don't give a fuck what Oda says. That game is really, really good.
Excuse me, what Oda and I say. I say the same thing he does. I think that game is garbage.
That's great. That game's really fucking good.
It's not.
I would love to have a DMC too.
I really wouldn't. I'd like them to make Devil May Cry 4 or 5.
Never. Bioshock Infinite. Who put that there?
Me.
Okay, Ruben.
Because I played it. Actually, 4 of the first 5 games. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I played all 5 of the first 5 games this year.
What thing about Bioshock you didn't like it very much, which is blasphemy, but go on.
I love the story. Kind of highly disliked majorly the gameplay.
The gameplay?
Remember Me actually got better the more I played it, but the
Wow.
downfall of that game is the most fun part of the game only happens like 4 times. Where you remix
Oh, the
memories.
memory moving around thing?
Yeah, you literally do it like 4 times the entire fucking game.
That seemed incredible when I first saw it, but when I found out it was only like a part of the game, like 3 times, 4 times, I didn't care for the rest of the game. Yeah.
And it's funny because the last time you do it, you remix a memory inside of a memory, so it's like memoryception, and it just gets really.
You're literally doing Inception in that game.
Yeah, you are.
It's actual Inception.
It is Inception.
Wow.
Metro Last Light was interesting, fun. I liked the really dark, almost scary at times atmosphere. The only problem with that game is there was a solid 2 or 3 hours right smack in the middle that was just fucking drawn out and redundant. I was just like, this game didn't need this, and it would probably be almost Game of the Year.
How is it different from Fallout 3?
I didn't play Fallout 3.
Oh, okay, well.
It's
Brian.
not an RPG.
All right. Metal Gear Rising, I played it again recently. It probably has the second best action combat of any game ever made.
I think you mean the best.
No, the best is probably Bayonetta.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It is never not fun to cut a guy's spine out and then crush it.
Right?
That is every single fucking time. That is always entertaining.
No,
The problem
I remember like there was some move that like tripped the guy in front of you, and I would just mash it. So
No,
I would,
what?
like, I would
Yeah,
just-
what you do is you hold right trigger to run at them and hit the Y button to trip them. Then they go slow motion. You're sliding under them. And you just cut them in half.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I had
it's
it down
never
to an
not-
art. I had it down to an art where I would just one hit, launch, slow motion, 1 slash, rip fucking spine, badass mode, engage.
That is never not awesome.
Rules of nature.
Rules of Nature would have been the best song of the year had it been this year.
Yeah, it would have.
I don't think any discussion. It would have been the best song this year.
What part of the game was that?
It's when you first fight the big Metal Gear, like your first boss fight.
Oh,
Rules of nature.
And you're running up and you're running up, clanging the hammer, and he goes Rules of Nature, which is really awesome.
Is that the same fight where you jump along fucking missiles?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember I texted Brian. I'm like, Brian, what the fuck? This game's amazing.
The problem I have with the game is that the story is not crazy enough to be entertaining and takes itself too seriously.
Let's be real here. It's pretty crazy.
It can
The
get crazy.
senator of Colorado wants to introduce nanomachines into people to take over their minds and subsequently bring the PMCs to their knees.
It is crazy when you put it like that, but the course it takes to get to that part is really circuitous and boring, and I found myself playing Love Live during the cutscenes. So
Wow, I disagree with that. 'Cause
That-
those cutscenes are so much better than anything in DMC.
I don't agree with that. There's some stuff that's great, like when Raiden shows up in like a poncho and hat, and then
Oh,
and,
God.
and then like the little orphan boy goes go ninja go. That was really funny.
Dude, the
Seeing
the
Sonny
poncho was
again,
like-
seeing 13-year-old Sonny,
Seeing Sunny,
the guy reading porn and the
guy reading porn, and Sunny just running shit. That was
you
pretty
mean
great.
Porn or hentai, dude? I don't fucking.
I mean hentai.
Dude, okay. First off, Sonny being young just threw me for a fucking loop.
Well, Sunny was like 10 years old in Metal Gear Solid 4.
It was,
No, she's like seven. No, she's like 8 or 9 in Metal Gear Solid 4.
She was only. I think she's only 13 in Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Okay, I'm thinking of something else. Oh fuck it. Oh, the sombrero. The sombrero and poncho.
Sombrero was
Okay,
great.
that
It's great.
that was like chapter 2, and I
It was.
got it, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. And then he just like gets rid of it in the cutscene. I'm like, no. I'm like, I will do whatever it takes to get that back.
It
and
takes a lot of it takes a lot of fucking BP
I
to get that poncho.
I jam that poncho as fast as possible and wore it for as long as possible.
I had issues with some of the boss fights just kind of being fucking like actually unfair. Like I had a big problem with Jet
I think the only boss fight I remember being somewhat relatively unfair was the memes guy whose name escapes me.
The mnemonic that he was a bitch.
Yeah.
Just Stream Stam. I had parts where I would parry one attack, but it complete his combo anyway, and I couldn't stop that until it magically.
Yeah, I don't get that because I really don't. I think it had something to do with you had to use the environment, and maybe you weren't doing that,
Maybe.
like rocks that were along the space. But I don't remember having that problem at all.
Oh, I rage quit that game about 4 or 5 times before I beat him.
I can't remember. Like Brian said, I think the final form of the last boss was hard.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god, the final form of the last boss pissed me off so
actually,
hard.
No. The first, who's the fucking little animal dog robot that follows you?
Oh, Blade Wolf?
Blade Wolf.
When you first fight him,
He can. Well, you haven't learned how to parry all that well yet, so.
yeah, and because I wasn't comfortable with the game yet, that was hard. But I didn't really have any trouble throughout the game until that point. The thing about a lot of bosses in that game is that they give you a moment where you can parry, and you can fuck with them. And depending on how you handle that situation, you can either benefit off it, but it goes into phases where you can't fuck with them, you just have to avoid.
And also, I felt the whole getting stun mechanic was pointless and stupid in the game. Like you had stun, you had to like wiggle the stick to get on stun. If that was stupid.
Yeah. I guess that was the point.
But I think the combat and the dumb shit that happens in the game kind of makes up for it. Then we have Tomb Raider, which is a really good game.
It's pretty good. I enjoy Tomb Raider. That's about all I'll give it.
I played it again on PC. Looked really good. It's really good.
I think Tomb Raider is really the only game, well, from the first 5 that I played this year, that I literally just don't have any complaints about.
I mean, I think their arc of Laura is really great. I look forward to seeing what they do with her next Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
It's a good
Only
game.
on Xbox One.
Only on Xbox One. For 6 months before it comes out on 3 PS4.
No, actually, that's not the
Oh,
case
right,
anymore.
yeah. Microsoft
is actually publishing the game now.
Well,
Are
Mass
you
Effect.
serious?
Well, Mass Effect 2 came out on PS3 eventually, so.
Well, yeah, that was after EA started publishing instead
Oh,
of
it
Microsoft.
was, wasn't it? Okay.
Okay, Mass Effect 2, I regrettably played on PS3. God.
You didn't like Mass Effect 1 comic?
Dude, no, not that. It was the load times. I even installed the game because it makes you, and those load times on PS3 were abysmal. Oh god.
So, I think Metal Gear Solid Rising wins this category.
My
I would say
still-
so.
My vote's still Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Metal Gear Rising is my number 2.
So, Brian, you said Metal Gear Rising?
Oh, yeah, by far.
So that wins by default. Tomb Raider's honorable mention. What should be the second honorable mention? Third honorable mention. Yep, second honorable mention, yeah.
Out of this list, probably Metro.
I will accept that.
I think Brian's about to disagree.
I am. I didn't like Metro very much. I thought it was fine. I thought it was an okay game. I don't think it was worth playing again.
The thing is, Metro, while the story was nowhere near as good as Bioshock Infinite, the environment and just the gameplay was much more fun throughout than Bioshock ever was.
I disagree with that part.
I also
but-
disagree with that.
Metro had so much variety though in the gameplay, and the variety in environments, variety in the types of people you run into. Bioshock Infinite was like, here are like 10 monsters. We're just gonna mix them up and throw them at you. You're gonna use all these powers that essentially do the same thing, and you're just gonna rambo through them to get through the story, which is what you really want in the game.
I'll say that Metro has more varied gameplay systems than Bioshock does.
Yes.
I still think Bioshock is probably the best ending of any game ever made.
Oh yeah.
But I would accept Metro as honorable mention, but that's just me.
I've said it many times. I'll say it again. Bioshock Infinite would have made a fantastic movie, but it was boring.
Book aside, guys. I found something.
Yep.
Let me go see. With I'm scared to click on this. Great. Let me search Robert the Hedgehog.
Robert Patterson, Sonic the Hedgehog. Fastest thing alive or not, nothing can escape him.
There is indeed Robert the Hedgehog. Why did I think otherwise?
Why are there adult themes and sexual references?
Because Robert Patterson.
But it's Robert Patterson. Oh, dude, it came out already.
Great.
Oh, God.
Okay, so what are we gonna do here?
Next category.
Have we decided I'll mention for that yet?
I mean, if you and me both give Metro honorable mention over Bioshock,
I guess I wins. So okay.
Yeah.
So congratulations to what was it? I lost track of everything.
Metal Gear Rising.
Metal Gear Rising, 2014,
Wait,
2013.
Wait. Brian,
What?
what's your full three, Brian?
A full three. Number 1, Metal Gear Rising. Number 2, Remember Me. Number 3, Tomb Raider.
Okay, hold on. You guys like Bioshock Infinite. It's here. Why?
I'm not picking it for this category because I played that firmly in...
Yeah, I played that firmly in 2013.
Oh,
And I didn't revisit it this year at all.
Right. I did that.
okay. Okay. All right, cool. Metal Gear Rising. And Tomb Raider and Metro.
All right. All right. Next, we have Best Game, the game letter D, brought to you by the Critical D and letter D. Dragon Age, Inquisition, Dark Souls 2, Destiny, Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, and D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die.
Now, for technicality's sake, D4 just wins this, right? Because it has the most Ds.
It has the most Ds by far.
Technically, yes.
It literally has more Ds than any other game
Right.
this year.
Isn't this just a fucking popularity contest at this point?
It does say Best Game.
All right.
Well,
Look, if we're gonna get
2
fucking...
was the only game ever made that almost made me cry.
Not even Valkyria Chronicles were spoilers. Spoilers.
I don't think Brian's played Valkyria Chronicles.
I haven't played Valkyria Chronicles.
Do you plan to?
Hey, it's
Maybe.
on Steam now. It's on Steam now.
Okay, Ruben.
I know what
When-
you're talking about. I know
Spoilers
what you're talking
when
about. I
the
know.
thing happens, then the lady sings the song.
I'm aware. No.
That did almost make you cry. It almost made me cry.
Yeah.
Legit.
You don't understand. I'm a fucking soulless robot. All right. Like I've never cried to anything, and people tell me I'm weird. But Danganronpa 2.
Not even the
got
song.
me so fucking like Danganronpa 2. Like my throat was closing up. I'm like, oh god, no. And that's the closest. Therefore, it wins this category for me.
Dark Souls 2. I hate that game, but it's really good.
You hate the game and you like Dragon Age Inquisition, but let's just give it to Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2 is really good, but fuck that game. But it's all right. But the game's horrible. But I mean, it's okay.
So I'm gonna let it win a category. Don't worry about it.
Dragon Age is the best game. I think this game is on this list, bar none.
Probably.
Someone tell me I'm wrong.
It's the game I would want to play on here because I've already played Danganronpa 2.
Okay, Brian.
Matter of fact, the Dragon Age Inquisition ever comes out on PSN Plus because fucking Sony needs to give us some more quality games on PSN Plus, I will play it for a bit.
Okay.
Based entirely on game quality, I'm going Dragon Age Inquisition. So I'm going to say that's the best game. But I'm going to give honorable mention to D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die simply because it has the most Ds.
It has most Ds.
How about we do Dragon Age wins with Danganronpa 2 and Dark Dreams Don't Die?
Okay.
Congratulations, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition for being the best player D.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
who didn't see that coming?
I want to play D4 because you don't need Connect to play it.
It was free on Xbox Live
I want to play that game.
Wait, when?
a couple weeks ago.
I want to play it. I want to play it. And also, it's episodic. It's going to keep going.
Oh, please.
That's episode 1. It's going to keep going.
So, are they going to use a different letter? Like G4?
G4, we're the gamers watch.
G4 Tech TV.
All right. So we have our final category for the Critical D Awards: the most delightful action sequence. Anytime Bayonetta fights the Lumen Sage, Bayonetta 2,
Oh.
jumping out of a Titan as it explodes, flying through the air, winning another Titan, blowing it up as you jump away.
You know, I actually need to accomplish that now.
Yeah, as in, when your Titan explodes, you land another Titan as you come down and explode it. And it's awesome. It's awesome.
I always like try and run away and like shoot them with a rocket as I'm flying away. So I'll try the more direct approach next time.
And then branding 5 Orc commanders and letting them loose on an unsuspecting war chief, Shadow Mordor, which is really incredibly fun. And also really hard to do, so it's fucking satisfying when you do it. So we have only 3 things here, so they're all going to be nominated in some fashion.
Like Brian said, there weren't many action games this year.
Well, I wanted to work out like a best moment. What about a best moment?
It could have been most delightful sequence.
Most delightful sequence.
But
The best moment to me is calling down the Titan for the first time.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Also, in South Park, when you're fighting and your mom and dad are fucking.
Oh, that was really good.
Like they actually had you fight while your mom and dad are fucking in the background.
There are a lot of 90% of that game is great moments. Going inside of Mr. Slave's asshole and disarming the bomb while Lemmy Wings looks on, or going into Canada for the first time,
or when you just knocked on that guy's door and he's fucking a horse in the living room,
or when you give Randy an abortion,
yeah, that's great too. I mean, oh man, that game is pretty good.
The game is really good.
If we
I think
did most delightful sequence, like just best moment in a game,
yeah,
we would actually have to like rewrite this, rethink it.
Is that a problem?
You guys could make a much bigger list than me. It would take some time.
I don't know. I think I'd leave all those on there. I'd add South Park. I don't know what else I'd add.
I think just take out the word action will be just fine.
Yeah.
I would add in the part in Danganronpa 2 that made me almost cry.
Okay. Is that a spoiler? You can't rewrite that down?
It's pretty fucking spoiler-tastic.
Oh.
It's like literally like the last fourth of the game.
Well, we're not gonna play. You can tell us we're not gonna play it.
But the thing about this list is, I would probably still want to choose the Bayonetta 2, the Lumen Sage fights, because it was so spectacular that I started just telling people about it in like private messages. Like, I messaged I think 3 people and Brian, just like, yo, holy fucking shit, have you seen this shit in Bayonetta 2? That was the most fucking insane thing in the world. And everyone's like, I haven't played the game yet, bro.
I think when you first get into a Titan is fucking incredible.
It is incredible. Especially if it's
Of the moments that I've said, my favorite is Bayonetta fighting the Lumen Sage at any point.
Okay, well.
Oh my god.
Oh, well,
Anytime that happens, it turns into the reason that game is my #1 game of the year.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
that's
Ryan,
gonna win.
you remember like me like texting you
Yeah, I do.
like Brian, I got to it, and I'm just like
It's
mind blown. Like I don't give a shit. That's like 4 a.m. I'm gonna jack this volume up and fucking ride this, and then I got no voice complaints somehow, but whatever.
Okay.
It's spectacular.
Well, that's gonna win. What do we have for our mentions? I think Titanfall getting to a Titan.
Yeah,
um
that's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta go like half of South Park Stick of Truth.
Okay,
Just-
sure.
just-
Like half some are Take a Truth. Here we go. Good.
Just
Okay.
every other 30 minutes in South Park Stick of Truth.
Okay, that's good. I'm down with that. So congratulations to Bayonetta having the best sequence of any game this year. Followed by Titanfall getting to a Titan and South Park like most of it.
Like most of it.
And let's do one last thing. 3 nominees here, in my opinion. Critical D Game of the Year nominees are Bayonetta 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, and Shadows of Mordor.
Do you even want to go over this? Like, you know where it's gonna go.
I know who's going to win. So, congratulations to Bayonetta 2 for being Critical
Yeah.
D's Game of the Year. Nominations being Shadows of Mordor and Dragon Age Inquisition.
Because fuck Hearthstone and
Hearthstone, yep.
fuck. Well, actually, no, I can't say fuck Dark Souls 2 because it's.
Dark Souls 2 is fine. It's just not the kind of game I'm into.
Let's. Oh god, like. I actually would have loved it if the TGAs took that top 5 list, like their nominations for Game of the Year, and actually rated it 1 through 5. Because I just want closure that they didn't put Hearthstone over any of the other 4. I need that closure in my life.
Well, good luck. You won't get it.
Like what? Like okay, Mike, put yourself in the minds
Yep.
of Mr. TGA.
Okay.
All like 30 of them.
Yep.
What did you put Hearthstone above and why?
If I'm really vindictive and bitter, Dark Souls 2.
So all 30 people just got fucking raped in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
All right.
That's about it. Not above Titanfall.
Titanfall was on the list.
Was on the list.
No, it was.
No.
It was Bayonetta 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Dark Souls 2, Shadows of Mordor. And,
Oh, it wasn't on the list. You're correct.
And
What should have been.
Fate. What the fuck is this? Oh, shit.
So that's it. What a season. What a season.
Now, better than last year?
No. No, it was not.
Because I think it is.
Because I thought GTA 5, Last of Us, and Bioshock were all Game Decade caliber games.
They are. They are all game of the
Wow,
decade
I think
caliber.
Mordor is great, but not. And I think Bayonetta is great as well, but not. I think any
I really like
one of those
Titanfall.
games would be better than any game this year.
See, well, for me, it's like GTA 5. I just wouldn't want to play. There's nothing in that game I want to do. I want to play Last of Us, but I didn't want to pay for it. Bioshock Infinite, I had no intention of playing, but I did it because I got it for free. But like on that top 5 list, I actually do want to play all the games as long as they're giving me it for free or a reasonable price. And to me, this year was just better in gaming. We got Bayonetta 2. Dragon Age Inquisition looks amazing. I actually do want to play that game. Shadow of
good.
Mordor looks like a fun 10 hours. I would do it if I could get it for free on PSN Plus. And fucking Dark Souls 2, well, fucking, I'll tap my hipster bone.
I disagree. So I think if GTA 5 PS4 next gen had been released this year, that'd be the game of the year this year.
Are you, like, you just had more... Well, okay, sorry. Going away from it as a game, as going forward in the medium of art in gaming, as Brian says, was that game, like, honestly more fun to you than Shadow of Mordor, than DAI?
I would say yes.
Okay. That's good enough.
What, Bioshock?
No, GTA.
Oh, GTA? Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
I think next year is stacked, and I think next year will be better than this year.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
We all saw what happened this year.
yeah.
Uh,
We got the big guns coming in next year, so
the Division, and then some
Uncharted 4.
strange, unwarranted hype for Zelda that I don't understand yet.
It looks incredible.
It looks incredible.
Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna discuss this again.
We'll discuss it in our top 10 of the year later, another night.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this has been it.
Yeah.
I gotta go soon.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
Well, thanks for listening.
This has been a very special Christmas cast.
Hmm.
Very, very special poverty Christmas cast.
Everybody out there, play video games. They're kind of alright.
A lot.
I'll listen to these fucking songs that Mike put up. Okay. All right. We out later.
See ya.